Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show. Wake up, American. We're here to give you your 5-10 minutes of pronunciation practice in. And today we're going to be doing that by taking a look at the speech of native speakers. So I got my headphones on today. So we're going to be listening to what they do. I'm going to tell you what sorts of things to look out for so that you can apply them to your own speech, maybe do a little bit of shadowing, copying what they're doing, and things like that. I'm saying I and me a lot. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English. Those 4 keys we're going to be mentioning a lot today. Those are placement, pitch, breath, and trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. So these are all things that we're going to be doing in a moment. So let us take a look at what our file is actually going to be. And you're just going to pretty much see like an audio thing. Okay, actually, I might even just keep that on the side for now, so you don't have to see that infinite window. Okay, so you'll be able to now hear what I hear. And as we go through this, if you have any questions about things that you notice or things that you're trying to practice as we go through this audio file, be sure to let me know because we can try to address it while we're live for the next 5-10 minutes or so. Now then, let's play our first section of audio and just kind of see what they are doing. Our first part.
Which means that it's going to be, kind of.
Okay, we're going to play that again in one moment. So see if you can guess about the things that I am going to say. I need to adjust my speakers really quick. Okay. That should be good now. Okay, let's play this again.
Which means that it's going to be,
Okay, so there's pretty much 3 separate thought groups here. See if you can detect what those 3 thought groups are.
which means that it's going to be, which means that it's going to be.
Okay, so I'm hearing 3 different thought groups, and this is really important because what a thought group is they're typically before a pause. Thought groups let us know how our sentence is going to be broken up because every thought group is going to have one word that's going to receive heavy stress. In addition to that, when you change from one thought group to the next, what typically happens is your pitch level changes as well. So let's see if we can identify where that's happening in this section.
Which means that it's going to
Okay,
be,
so what I'm hearing, the first thought group I'm hearing is, which means the next thought group I'm hearing that it's going, the next thought group to be, which means that's going to be, and then the last one is the, see if you can hear that.
which means that it's going to be, kind of tropical.
Which means that's going to be, which means that's going to be, Do you hear each of those thought groups? And do you notice that each time the pitch register is changing? We're starting high and working our way down.
Which means that it's going to be, kind of.
Which means that's going to be, and you can especially hear that drop on the, that part really making the sudden fall there. Good morning to Kara checking in. Always good to see you. Welcome back. We missed you last couple of days. How about our next section of audio?
Kind of tropical lush colors, going to be, kind of tropical lush colors, going to be, kind of tropical lush colors.
Kind of tropical lush colors. You can hear that heavy stress on lush. Do you hear that pitch jump as well? One of the things that I keep finding with students is that the range of pitches that we're using just is too copy her and go as low as she does and also as high as she does. Are you able to imitate what she's doing pitch wise? Let's play that again.
Going to be, kind of tropical lush colors, kind of tropical lush colors, kind of tropical lush colors.
Kind of tropical lush colors, kind of tropical lush colors, kind of tropical lush colors. One of the things that's helping lush to really pop pitch wise is that when she says tropical, she goes down every single word like tropical, lush, tropical lush colors, tropical lush colors. So it's not just about going high on lush, it's also about making sure when you're saying tropical that your ul sound, that final syllable, is going low enough. See if you can catch that. Notice how she says tropical. Notice how she jumps to lush.
Tropical lush colors.
We're talking
Going to be, kind of tropical lush colors, kind of tropical lush colors.
Kind of tropical lush colors, kind of tropical lush colors. We need this sort of pitch movement in English. I really can't understate that, we need this because this is what allows you to create separation between your words, because breath is really causing things to flow together. So we use pitch to create separation. Hello also to Code with Lias. Good morning, afternoon, or evening where you are. Let's scoot ahead a little bit, see what else we got going on.
If you're in Texas, you could do orange and
yellow,
if you're in Texas, you could do
yellow,
if you're in Texas, you could do
I'm hearing, for instance, two thought groups in this part.
yellow,
if you're in Texas, you could do
Starting from if down to do.
yellow,
if you're in Texas, you could do
So I'm hearing two thought groups. The first thought group's a little bit higher pitch, right? So like if you're in Texas, then the next thought group you could do. If you're in Texas, you could do. If you're in Texas, you could do. Do you hear that sort of shift going on?
yellow,
if you're in Texas, you could do
Okay. Notice as well in terms of the pitch power for the you could do. It's like you could do. So stress is on do. It's like you could do, you could do, you could do, you could do. That sort of movement. You could do. It's like a staircase, right? You could do. What else do we have in this section as well? Oh, I want to listen to the if you're in
yellow,
if you're in Texas,
yellow,
if you're in Texas,
Notice how everything's also kind of just blending together. So she's saying if you are in Texas, right? She's saying if you are in Texas, but that's not really what she's saying. Those are just the literal words. How's she actually saying that though?
yellow,
if you're in Texas,
She's saying if you're in Texas, if you're in Texas, if you're in Texas, if you're in Texas. It's like the if you're in almost becomes a single word. What are some things that are happening? Remember in American English, we're really trying to weaken our consonant sounds. We're really trying to strengthen our vowel sounds. So what's happening is all our vowels are really starting to link together. And so what originally starts as multiple words becomes condensed almost to like a single word. If you're in Texas,
yellow,
if you're in Texas,
if you're in Texas, if you're in Texas. So she's basically saying if you are in, she's basically saying that in like half a second. If you're in Texas, the other reason this is happening is because we're stress timed. If you are in, none of that is stressed. It's all reduced. It's not important. Okay. So what's going to happen is because it's reduced, we're going to say it faster. We're going to say it weaker. We're going to do it lower pitch. If you're in Texas, and then she moves on to the next part. Okay. Guys, if you have any questions about anything we were mentioning so far, be sure to let me know. By the way, this sort of exercise is kind of similar to what we do in our pronunciation group on Telegram. I'm saying this because we have one spot left currently at our current price point. And what happens in our Telegram group is we send in audio files. Sometimes we send in, I think a couple days ago, actually, I sent in an audio file, kind of like what we're doing right now. And then I had the group members copy it. So that way you're trying to see, can you shadow? And I tell you, oh no, we went too high in pitch, or we need more stress, or we need to watch out for that vowel sound. I give you feedback every single day of the week, including the weekends. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you want to get a couple minutes of pronunciation feedback from me every single day of the week, that's what our pronunciation Telegram group is for. We have one spot left at our current price point. Just a note. You can go to fluentamerican.com/telegram for that. Hello to Josh. Thanks for checking in, sir. We'll take a look at a couple more sections here. And of course, if you have questions about anything, be sure to let me know. We're going to jump ahead in the audio.
you have an overall style statement. You have an overall style statement. You have an overall style statement.
Okay. I would maybe even break this into two thought groups.
You have an overall style statement. You have an overall style statement.
Okay. So I would personally break the first thought group as like you have an overall, and then we have that second thought group.
You have an overall style statement.
Style statement? Style statement? You have an overall style statement? And once again, we're seeing some pretty big fluctuations in pitch here.
You have an overall.
You have an overall. You have an overall. So you will notice that we're kind of going down. You have an overall. So the all is relatively low. You have an O. O is your stress. Overall. And then we're moving to our next thought group, in my opinion. Style statement. Style statement. So make sure you're going up high enough on statement, but also make sure you're going low enough on the overall. You have an overall style statement. See if you can hear that.
You have an overall style statement. You have an overall style statement.
Okay. One of the things that you may also find to be difficult is paying attention to intonation power patterns. So, for instance, there's rising intonation and there's falling intonation. Oh, Boost Ups English is in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you here. If you're looking for more English practice, please check out his channel. You just click his name. Show you some good stuff. I want to pay attention not only to pitch contrast, but I want you to pay attention to intonation power pattern on statement. Is it using falling intonation like this? Or is it using rising intonation like this? What kind of pattern is it using? Hello also to Abdul Sabor. Thank you so much for being with us. All right, so what's the intonation pattern on statement?
Overall style statement.
Statement. Is she saying statement? Or is she saying statement?
Style statement.
It's pushing my pitch range. So what I'm personally hearing, I'm hearing rising intonation, like statement, meh, 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 versus like meh, meh, meh. You hear a difference like meh falling, like meh, meh, statement, statement, rising.
Style statement that never varies.
Ooh, some great contrast here. I use the word contrast a lot. What does contrast even mean? Contrast means that we switch things up. American English really dislikes patterns. It does not like it when things become predictable. There's many ways you can become less predictable in your speech. You can do that through pitch, like doing it's like overall style statement. Like so we went from a low pitch to a high pitch. You can also do this, for instance, with speed. So maybe one section of your sentence you say really fast, but the next section you say slow. So something like that. You can vary your speed. You can also do it by volume. Like, what? Like, I can't believe I did that. Like, so you can say something really loud and then the next part really quiet. There's all different kinds of ways to get this incorporated. I see Abdul Sabor mentioning that. Mostly interested in your shadowing videos. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. This is kind of like, this isn't quite shadowing, but I'm kind of showing you some things to pay attention to when you're shadowing. So hopefully you find this stream helpful today. I want to go back. Let's pay attention to how is she adding contrast to this section here.
Statement that never varies. That never varies.
She's, in my opinion, she's adding contrast through two main elements. She's adding contrast a little bit through speed. Notice how fast she says that, and notice how slowly she says never.
Statement that never. Statement that never.
You know, that never. It's like that a little bit normal paced, and then the never gets really dragged out. That never. And I encourage you, if you're doing shadowing, don't just pay attention to trying to copy what they're doing. Pay attention also to the timing. How long does it take her to say that never?
Statement that never.
It takes her a full second to say those two words. That never. So you need to make sure, for instance, if you're shadowing, make sure you're also getting that same length of time.
Never.
Just say never really long.
That never. That never.
It's also the little pitch there. That never. So she's going up in pitch just a little bit on the net at first syllable. That never. Because it's your stress for that thought group. That never. So it's going to feel uncomfortable to you, most likely, holding it that long. But the key is to really make sure that, how do I put this? When you're practicing with speed, what's going to happen is you're going to do some lengths that feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're used to talking faster. Okay. But the real key is to fight against that discomfort, because that discomfort is your body's way of saying this is new. And we need to embrace, when we're studying pronunciation, we need to embrace those moments that feel new. Abdul Sabor is asking about the Telegram link. You can see it also in the name, but fluentamerican.com/Telegram. Or in case you can't see that, there you can see it. There, hopefully. So again, that never. I would encourage you to exaggerate when you're practicing. Maybe try saying it for 2 seconds, like that never, like just to get used to that shift. And then what happens after that never?
Never varies.
And then we get a couple things of contrast. So varies is a little bit faster than never, but varies is also, notice the pitch jump. That never varies. That never varies. You need to increase your range of pitches. I know I keep saying it. Okay.
That never varies.
That never varies. Do you hear that pitch jump there? Or how often are you doing this in your own speech? This is something I want you to be considering. We're going to take a look at one more section of audio. Oh, I want to thank Abdul Sabor. Thank you for the kind words about the subscribers. I appreciate that. I see also Bertha's in our house. Speaking of Telegram groups, Bertha's a member in the Telegram group. So if you have questions about it, she can tell you about how it's helping her. Our last section. I'm just going to scoot ahead in the audio. There's a second speaker here, and I'm really trying to find her.
Beige, white, black. Navy, beige, white, black. Navy, beige, white, black.
Okay, cool. So we have a list of colors here. This is our second speaker. Notice what she's doing. She's giving a list of colors.
Navy, beige, white, black. Navy, beige, white, black.
Okay, so she's giving a list. She might be doing a list differently than you are. You may have been taught that lists do something like navy, beige, white, black, something like that, right? Very logical, like rise, 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 fall, something like that. But the reality is you're not always going to hear native speakers do lists that way. How is she doing this list?
Navy, beige, white, black. Navy, beige, white, black.
She's using instead a lot of falling intonations.
Navy, beige, white, black.
You hear on beige, white, black. You know, she's not navy, beige, white, black. No, she's not navy, beige, white, black. The other thing she's doing in terms of pitch, each word is going down slightly. Navy, beige, white, black. So it's not navy, beige, white, black. That's way too flat. You're going to sound monotone. You're going to sound like a robot. Instead, what she's doing, every single word is going down a little bit.
Navy, beige, white, black.
Hopefully you can hear that. Even on black, I want to highlight black a little bit.
Black. Well, how navy, beige, white, black.
There's a little quiver in the intonation, like black, black, black. Kind of goes like up and down a little bit, right? So it's not just straight black, black. No, she's like black, black. That sort of little quiver in intonation is super common among native speakers. A lot of times we don't see just a straight like falling intonation or just a straight rising intonation. A lot of times it's a little bit more dynamic. So kind of pay attention to that. Thanks to Boost Up English for the kind words. That's really high praise. Thank you so much for saying that. All right, guys. I have to go get ready for a road trip and breakfast and a little bit of teaching. But hopefully this gives you an idea of some things to be paying attention to when you are doing your own shadowing. If you're looking for shadowing, I encourage you to visit our shadowing channel. We have a channel for shadowing. Did you know that? Did you know we have a channel for shadowing? I believe Abdul Sabor knows that. If you go to youtube.com/ @Fluent American Shadowing, you can listen to native speakers. I identify the thought groups for you. I identify the stressed words for you. So that way, all you need to do is just copy, because I've already done a lot of the heavy lifting. So you know where to change your pitches because you know where the thought groups are. You know where the stresses are and things like that. There's also we've got like at least, there's probably about 50 videos on there. So you're looking at 50 different native speakers. So if you don't like one, then find another one, because there's going to be someone there that you like. All right. Appreciate people leaving the kind words saying this is helpful for them. Cool. Also, if you're looking for an audio version of everything, no, I'm sorry about Nightbot, Kaira. Nightbot gets really disruptive sometimes. I'm sorry about that. If you're looking for an audio version of everything we practiced today, because maybe you want to take it on your phone or on your computer or something like that, you can also find fluentamerican.com/podcast. We have a podcast MP3 version. If you do check out the podcast, it would be super, super, super helpful for me if you left it a rating. Yeah, we greatly appreciate that. But again, fluentamerican.com/podcast. Looking for an audio version of this. Last thing here, we do have a question. A listener asked, please, sir, instruct some apps or websites for pronunciation feedback. Great question. I don't have a great answer, unfortunately. There is Elsa. We have some videos on my own experience with Elsa. I tried to see if I get 100% on Elsa. Spoiler warning, I couldn't. Elsa doesn't like it when you use reductions and things like that, which I use all the time. I just use it there all the time. I didn't say all the time. I said all the time. In addition to that, though, honestly, if you're looking for just pronunciation feedback, that's kind of what our whole site is about. We have our pronunciation group on Telegram. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a couple of members floating around here on the stream right now. I send in audio, they reply, I give them feedback. A note, we have one opening left at the current price point. It's about to go up, and it's never going to be as cheap as it is right now. I promise you. So if you want to get locked in lifetime at the current price, you want to go to fluentamerican.com/telegram. In addition to that, we have small group classes as part of our Mission English program. This is the schedule that we have. Okay, so today we're traveling, so I can't do that 1:30 p.m. class, but I'm going to be there tonight. Fingers crossed, barring no traffic. I'm at 8 p.m. Okay, so we're meeting at all of these times and things like that. I will say that during the holiday, our schedule is kind of crazy, but starting January 1st, things stabilize again. So those are quick opportunities. In addition to that, we offer one-on-one classes as well at fluentamerican.com. If you're looking for other services, I mean, if Boost Up English is still here, I know they have their own program and things like that, which you might be super helpful as well. Also super active on Instagram. I am not. I choose not to be. So definitely check out Boost Up English as well, because they'll be able to help you out as well. Until support. Thank you for the kind words and love. Thank you guys for watching me. Look, there's a million pronunciation resources out there. So if actually you spent a little bit of your day with us, is greatly, greatly appreciated. Once more, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. It's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath, and trying to weaken your consonant sounds. I will see you all later. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. Take care.